3 questions that can change your life. That's what we're going to talk about today on Success in Mind. Now, first of all, I know this is a bold claim. 3 questions that can change your life, really? Well, maybe they're not going to change your life immediately, but if you use these questions, if you pay attention to them, and you ask yourself these questions on a regular basis, maybe every day, maybe multiple times a day, you will begin to shift your perspective of life. And that's going to change your life. That's going to have an impact. So let's dive into them. So the first question is, what do you want? Simple question, right? What do you want? And yet, when I ask my clients this, often they will tell me what they don't want. So when someone new comes to work with me, I'll say, what do you want? And they'll give me all the things they don't want. I don't want to be broke anymore. I don't want to suffer. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to be sick anymore. I don't want to doubt myself all the time. I don't want to fight with my spouse anymore. I don't want to be on this income roller coaster. And I say, that's all great, but what do you want? Not what you don't want. What do you want? And often they have no idea. So this starts with, what do you want? And get honest with yourself. Get really clear about that. What is it you want? Maybe you need to spend some time journaling this one. Maybe you need to spend a lot of time journaling on this one. Make a list of all the things you want in life, not what you don't want, what you do want. Maybe you make a list of 100 things that you want and allow yourself to really go there. These could be material things. These could be altruistic things. These could be philosophical. It could be a feeling. What is it that you want in your life? So that's the first question. What do you want? Get clear about what you want. The second question is, what are you focused on? So you're either focused on what you want or you're focused on what you don't want, and you get what you focus on. So what are you focused on? Are you focusing every day on the results you want, the outcomes you want? Are you focusing your mind toward what you want, or are you always focusing on getting away from what you don't want? So where's your focus? Are you focused on all the good things in your life, all the things you have, or are you focusing on everything that's not there, on what's missing from your life? So are you focused on the money that you do have or the money that you don't have? Are you focused on the love that you do have in your life or the love that you're missing? Are you focused on the opportunities you have or the opportunities that you don't have, the ones that are missing? Where is your focus? Are you focused on your outcome? Are you focused on your fear of what could happen or what could go wrong? You get what you focus on. Here's a little spoiler alert. The future hasn't happened yet. And between right now and the end of your beautiful long life, there's an infinite number of probable outcomes. And you only have a chance to get the ones you focus on. So give yourself a chance. Does it mean you're always going to get what you want? Not necessarily, but you'll have a chance to get it when you focus on what you want. When you focus on what you want, you will start to see opportunities to get it. There's this part of your unconscious mind, the reticular activating system of the unconscious mind. And this is a part of you that looks for patterns, connections, similarities to what you're focused on. It's like this. If you've ever been out one day and you see a car that you really like, and you think to yourself, gee, I really like that car. I'd like to have that car. And then suddenly, as if in an instant, you see that exact car everywhere you go. Has that happened to you before? It's not that there are more of them on the road. It's that you directed your focus. I want that car. And your unconscious mind is showing you all the opportunities to get it. There's one, because that's what your mind is focused on. The same thing happens when maybe you see something online that you want and suddenly you start seeing it everywhere, or you see a shirt in the store you like and suddenly you keep seeing women wearing that shirt, or men, or whatever. It's because you directed your focus towards something. So focus on what you want. So question number 2 is, what are you focused on? And if you're not sure, look at the outcomes you're getting, because your focus determines your behavior, which determines your results. If you're not getting what you want, chances are your focus isn't on what you want. It's on what you don't want. Now, it might just be a case that you are focused on what you want and it's just taking time to actualize. That's okay. But if you have a consistent pattern where you're not getting anything you want in life, if you find yourself saying, I never get what I want, things never work in my favor, I set these goals and I never achieve them, then maybe there's a focus problem and you're focusing on the wrong thing. So what are you focused on? Question number 2. Question number 3, what are you willing to do to get it? What are you willing to do to get it? So if you know what you want, you're focusing on what you want, you are going to be required to do something. And the bigger the thing is, and the further away it is, the more you are going to have to do something to get it. This is about action. Nothing happens without action. We live in a physical world and we need to interact with that physical world. So you could know what you want, you could be focused on it, but if you never get off your butt and do something to get it, it's not going to happen. It's like it's right there, just outside of your reach. It's like it's right there, and you just can't get it and pull it into the physical reality because you're not doing anything to get it. The universe will do its part. You need to do your part. You need to meet intention with action. And the key there is action. You've got to do something about it. A lot of people stop here, right? So maybe they get clear on what they want. Maybe they journal about it. They write it down. They know what they want. Maybe they do all the internal work to focus on what they want. They clean up their negative emotions. They clean up their limiting beliefs, and they meditate on it. They're crystal clear. They see it. They feel it. They can experience it in their mind. But if you don't do something about it, you'll never get it. Let's say you want to run a marathon. So you decide, okay, I want to run a marathon. Question 1, what do you want? I want to run a marathon. Question 2, what are you focused on? So every day you are mentally focusing on, okay, I'm going to run that marathon. You see it in your mind. You visualize your success. Maybe you have pictures around your house of marathon runners, and maybe you buy the running shoes and you get the running outfits and you have all the things. Maybe you even go so far as to register for the run. But if you never put the shoes on your feet and you never put foot on the ground and start to train and actually practice and go running, you're not going to run that marathon, no matter how much you think about it, no matter how much you meditate, journal, pray on it. It's not going to happen if you don't physically move your butt. And like in this case, literally move your butt and start running. So what are you willing to do to get it? Are you willing to make sacrifices? Because often what we want requires us to sacrifice something, to give something up in return. So maybe in this case, in the marathon running case, in this example, maybe that means you have to give up going partying with your friends on weekends. Maybe that means that you have to give up some of your favorite comfort foods because you need to fuel your body differently. What are you willing to sacrifice? Or what are you willing to do to get what you want? And if you're not willing to do the thing, and if you don't take action on it, it's not going to happen. No matter how badly you want it, it won't happen. This is where the law of attraction often falls short for people, because they can attract it. You can attract it all you want into your field. And it's like I said, it's like literally just right there, out at arm's reach, right there, waiting for you. But you now have to go meet it. You have to do something about it. My husband likes to joke that, or he sent me this meme. He likes to joke about manifestation. And he sent me a meme one day that said, they say, do what you love and the money will follow. And so I'm sitting on my couch in my underwear eating pizza, waiting for the money to come in. And that's just a silly meme, but it's often how people try to create their lives, isn't it? We want to have these big things. We want to have a successful business and the money and the relationships and the health, the vitality, the energy. But what are you willing to do to get it? And with that, like a little sub question, like a 3B, what are you willing to sacrifice? In other words, what are you willing to do and what are you willing to stop doing or to give up for it? Because there's usually a sacrifice. I remember back many years ago when I got into fitness competitions, I sacrificed a lot in order to train. And I had to put in a lot of work into that training, which meant I was in the gym 3 times a day. I was eating a very regimented, restrictive diet every single day. I was working my ass off. I wasn't just moving my ass. I was working my ass off, literally and figuratively. So that took a tremendous amount of effort and sacrifice because I knew what I wanted and I was focused on what I wanted so that I had to do something about it. So think about your goals. What is it you want in life? And are you focused on it, or are you focused on what will happen if, or what will happen if I don't get it? And then what are you willing to do? Or like 3B, what are you willing to sacrifice for it? So think about these questions. And as we're coming up on the halfway mark of the year, look at the goals that you've set for the year and are you on track? Are you on track? And then weigh them against these 3 questions. What do you want? What are you focused on? What are you willing to do to get it? Was this helpful today? I hope this was helpful today. If it was, leave a 5-star review, but even more importantly, share it with a friend who you think would benefit from this. And then why not head over to my Instagram account? I'm at the Teri Holland. That's 1 R and an I, the Teri Holland. And let me know what your biggest takeaway from today was. And I would love to hear about what you're going to take action on. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for joining me today. I'll be back again next week. And next week, I have a fun interview for you. Next week, I have Brady Falk on the show, who is a dog trainer. So stay tuned for a very different kind of interview. And if you're wondering, Teri, why would you have a dog trainer on your show? That's why you need to listen. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your week, a wonderful weekend, and that's all for now. Thanks for being here today. Bye, friends.